Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
अच्छा, ये गीत बड़ा अच्छा है.
The song was very good.
बाबा तुम्हें देखता रहूं, तुम्हें देखता रहूं, तुम्हें देखता रहूं.
Baba, I want to keep looking at you, keep looking at you. That's what the children say. Baba, I don't want to take my eyes off you. Anybody here who can sing that song? Baba, I just want to keep looking at you, keep looking at you.
मैं कहती हूँ बाबा मैं इनको देखती रहूं, देखती रहूं, देखती रहूं.
And I say the same thing, Baba, I want to keep looking at your children, keep looking at them.
हम भी कहते हैं देखते रहो आपको.
Sanjay is saying, we keep saying the same thing about looking at you, that we just want to keep looking at you, keep looking at you.
तो दूर बैठे नजदीक आके बैठ जा सब भाई नजदीक आओ तो बहनों को नजदीक जगह मिले.
Those who are sitting at the back, if you would like to come forward.
नजदीक बैठो. अच्छा बोलो भाई, ये मेरी परीक्षा लेने के लिए बैठा है.
So Sanjay is sitting here to test me. But that's no problem, you can sit there. Because I will be able to tell from this how much churning power you have, Sanjay. Everyone will see Baba's Sanjay, he's Baba's old, good child.
English में बोलेंगा ना.
It's good that we can get an insight into Daddy's mind. And I know from yesterday, when there was the welcome for Daddy last night, and this morning's Daddy's class, Daddy kept saying, well, first of all, Janki asked, why was Daddy here? And even Daddy this morning said, why am I here? And obviously different people have different reasons for why Daddy is here, but from my perspective, I personally think Daddy is here to allow us to be able to bring that change into us a lot more faster, to increase the intensity of transformation. Because as time gets closer, it is very important that the intensity of transformation takes place. And I'd like to be able to ask Daddy the question. Yesterday, Daddy, you mentioned that we have to have the desire to change, and only then will change happen. Now, the fact that there's so many people here on a beautiful day like today, and you also brought sunshine to us because we haven't had sun since you've been away. So thank you very much to Daddy, Hansa and Ketan to bring sunshine to us. But not just the physical sunshine, but the spiritual sunshine in our life. We can actually allow the change to happen, allow all the negativities to be burned. So what did you actually mean, Daddy, by that we have to have the desire to change? Because the fact that we're all here means that we have an intention to change.
So let me ask all of you, you all have that intention, don't you? Not that I think I ought to change, but it has to happen, and it has to happen now. We ought to. We end up waiting when we use that language. We waste time. When I say, I know I need to change, but how do I need to become? each one of you, at whatever level you've arrived, even your physical positions, like in your Lokik jobs or whatever, you would have had to have worked hard to get there. And every day Baba uses the example, engineer, barrister. Some study so well that they earn multi-thousands, and some don't even have the fortune of being able to eat. And so this study is similar. Some, you look at them and they are so lost in the intoxication. Just like I talk about the 3 Om Shantis, the first one, I, the soul, I'm deeply, deeply quiet and peaceful inside. And then power. And there's this deep sense that whatever is happening, it is Baba who is getting it done. Baba is bringing the transformation in me, and it just doesn't feel like there's any effort. It's effortless. But my transformation is such that I feel like I want to be more and more deeply quiet and peaceful. There was a sister that came to see a sister today, apparently, who was asking about having yoga. Very good sister. There was a women's program today at 11. She kept crying. Finally, I had to take up my own hanky and give it to her. And she kept saying, I can't have yoga. I'm not able to meditate. I'm not able to have yoga. And she understood Hindi, but her face was like it was a Western face. And she kept saying, I can't have yoga. So what's all that about? What is yoga? Baba is so beautiful, and the things that nobody was able to explain to us, Baba explained to us. Baba gave us the knowledge of yoga, which is consider yourself to be a soul. Free yourself. Keep freeing yourself from the awareness of the body. Listen carefully. Body, relationships. Mahatma Gandhi had also, he had the principles of non-violence and truth, but he wasn't able to inspire others to do it. He did it himself, but he wasn't able to do it to others. But here, when Baba sees that we inspire others to do it, Baba gives us even more power. And then as a consequence of that power, we feel happiness, deep happiness. When power brings transformation in me, and the transformation that it brings in me is a sensation that I want to accumulate peace, 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 deep peace inside me. The exchange that I just came back from with the teachers, in the teachers meeting of 1,700 teachers from all over India, was an amazing exchange. Because effort ultimately is about what? Not wasting time, money or energy. This is something I've never done. Jantiban knows about this. Murli Dada knows. I've never wasted money, never even on myself, and I've not let anybody here waste money. That's why you're sitting in Diamond House and Global House so comfortably today. To sit around chatting to one another, haven't done it, wasted time in that type of thing. Because energy. In this one question, I'm going to clarify many things. One is, oh gosh, she's using different words for power, so I'm going to use the Hindi. The first one is bal, shakti, energy. Bal, the first type of power, there can be no kind of weakness inside me.
जो हमारे में कमी है ना,
Because if there are
वो मुझे
defects,
कमजोर और बना रही है।
that makes me weak. So the difference between defect and
और
weakness.
मैं शक्ति लेकर के कमजोरी को खत्म नहीं कर रही हूँ।
But it also means that I'm not taking, if I don't take power and internally finish my weakness, then that weakness takes a grip of me, takes a hold of me.
नहीं मिलता है।
And then the power that I could potentially get from yoga, I don't get.
योग से
Yoga can bring us
योग से
power.
बल
Yoga. The power of yoga is what we say. But yoga brings power. Power, a deep sense of being empowered.
शक्ति
And then we get Shakti
योग से बल मिला
from
कमी
Baba.
कर गई ना,
We receive
time
Bal,
बच गया।
the first type of power from Baba, from yoga, sorry. Then we have receive Shakti from Baba. That brings happiness.
तो नहीं पता इसकी नाम क्या है इसका?
Matthew.
मैथ्यू है ना नाम इसका। अभी आज भी इसकी माँ ने मुझे पत्र लिखा है।
Somebody wrote Dadi a letter today.
मेरे साथ था वो है माँ पर दोस्ती बहुत है।
She's a mother of one of the brothers sitting here, but they're more like friends, and they have a friendship of wanting to help each other progress spiritually. You never get the sense that they're mother and son even.
बाबा को याद करने के
But
लिए
self-progress is the thing that's between them.
तो सदा मुझे खुश रहना है, समय
I
भाग्य है।
let me always stay happy, and
मुझे
then
भगवान मिल रहा है।
it's my fortune that I've received God.
कमजोरी गई।
That brings me Shakti, and then the weakness goes. If I start saying, what should I do, how should I do it, the circumstances around me are such, who speaks such kind of language? This is not the language of a Maharathi, it's not even the language of horse riders, it's the language of infantry. Things come to test us, yes.
मैंने अपने आप को अचल-अडोल बना दिया।
But if I work, I make myself unshakable, immovable. Sometimes people say, I need to do this, I want to buy that flat, I want to do that. It's like my time and energy just gets consumed in those type of things.
एनर्जी कहाँ से बने?
Time and energy just goes. So how am I going to accumulate energy? But when I use time in a worthwhile way, when I use money in a worthwhile way, then energy is accumulated. If my money is in the bank, in my flat, tied up here and there, then you haven't accumulated anything with Baba. That Baba would feel that he needs to give you a return. That's why Baba has his own bank. However much you accumulate in it, you'll get interest for it too. And you keep accumulating, keep adding to it. 21 births you'll be eating from that account. All you need to do is accumulate in it now. And the accumulation happens through interest. Means I don't have an interest in anything. I have an attitude of disinterest.
So you have to have...
No, I think my answer was a bit long, wasn't it? But when you tackle the root of something, that's when things change. There are three valuable things: time, money. Use them in the best way possible. It's the confluence age. And if nothing else, the one thing Baba's taught us is use things in a worthwhile way. If you don't want to do anything else, it's okay, but this. Well, that's what I think anyway. Who agrees with this?
Daddy wants a show of hand of who believes what she's saying is correct. So Daddy, are you saying that...
So what is energy then?
जो आती है
Where does it come from?
सप्लाई करती है
When you have enough energy, you can supply it to others
जो
too.
जमा होती है ना
When you
समय पर
accumulate it, then at the time that others need it, you can give it to them no matter how far they might be from you.
पहुंच जाती है
It arrives to them, it
तो
reaches
फिर
them.
उसमें क्या फायदा है दानी महादानी
And the benefit of that is that you become a donor, a great donor, and a great bestower.
जैसे वरदान है
You give blessings, the bestower of blessings.
दुखों का दुख दूर करने वाले
There's a song.
तेरा दुख दूर करेगा राम
There is a song that says, "The one who removes the sorrow of others, God removes his sorrow."
फिर क्या हुआ मेरे पास दुख है नहीं
That's where it starts from. And then what happens next? I don't have any sorrow inside me. And then Baba observes that this child has accumulated imperishable happiness, attained it.
लायक बच्चा है
And Baba says, this is a worthy child here.
लायक बच्चे को वर्षा मिलता है
And a worthy child becomes worthy of receiving the inheritance.
बाप वर्षा लायक बच्चे को देगा ना
Our father, of
तो मेरे
course,
हाथ में आए सामने भी देखना
would give his inheritance
संजय न बना तो
to his
अर्जुन
worthy
क्या
children.
करेगा? मैं कहती हूँ भगवान हो पर अर्जुन ने कुछ नहीं किया हाँ जी ऐसे किया
Arjuna,
संजय ने अंधों की आंखें खोली
that is playing on the name Sanjay from the Mahabharata, and Arjuna. Sanjay opened the eyes of the blind, and Arjuna just said yes to whatever God said.
And Daddy, this morning you mentioned Baba is a powerful mirror that you...
बोलो ना संजय मैं मना थोड़ी करती हूँ बोले तो अभी बोले रे सभा के बीच बोले रे
You said this morning, Baba is a powerful mirror that you can change yourself by simply looking at that mirror. You make it sound very simple. And I'm not doubting it's not simple, but can you actually give us some example of where you know people haven't been able to change in the normal way, but by just going in front of Baba's translite or Baba's picture, changes happen?
मैं औरों का वो ये खुद बताएंगे ना
The audience themselves should vouch for it and give examples. For me, this is my personal experience of the whole day.
मेरी तो जीवन में ये अनुभव मुझे चला रहा है
It's this particular experience that's helping me move forward at every moment. I'm not educated, I don't know anything else. It's just this one
I think
experience.
you're being humble, Daddy. You're more clever than most of us here.
निम्रता दिखाती नहीं हूँ
I don't show humility in that way, but really it's Baba's wonder. He does so much. And then he says, I don't do anything. This morning I spoke about the 4 poses of Baba, where his hands, one of them, his hands are behind his back, and he's saying, I didn't do anything. And there is so much service merged in that one form of Baba's, where it's that stage where Baba is totally lost in the intoxication of that high stage. He's deeply churning, he's going into the depths, diving into the ocean of knowledge. Once Baba had come to Pune. In fact, he'd been visited 3 or 4 times, and on one particular occasion I had gone, when Baba was there, I had gone to Baba in the morning and I said, Baba, I want to ask you about today's program. And he said, I'm busy, can't you see? I'm preparing food. And he said, children, he said, daughter, I need to prepare what it is that the children are going to hear. From 4 to 8 a.m., that's what our time is to be dedicated for. that from that day to this day, from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m., the Dadi's sisters, many have learned that, and many sisters have learned from me, and they've made this a practical part of their lives, that from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. not to come into sound. This is what Baba had told me. And once in Amritsar, Baba had said to me, "Do you chant?" And I used to read the Murli with a lot of love. But from that moment onwards until today, Baba said it, right? So I knew that whatever Baba says, I need to do it. Gulzar Dadi won't say very much. It's me that goes into, it tells you so much that Gulzar just speaks 2 words. And what are those 2 words? Her 2 words are, Baba said, and I did. Who said it? Open your eyes and see who's asking you. He said it to, he asked me, he considered me to be his, and he said, he asked me, it's a privilege, an honor, a happiness. And then I say, Ji Baba, yes Baba, I'll do it. And then when we do that, then there's such benefit felt inside. Baba said, I accepted it from deep from my heart. Then I don't have time to look at what others are doing. Forget about look. I don't even have time to think about what others are doing. What I need to do, I know it's already done, it's predestined. London is an example. I give the example of London to the entire world. I quote it. We started off with £40, £80, and where are we today? Let me tell you, if I had kept even the slightest bit of arrogance, none of you would be here today. If I had wasted time in any wasteful matters, I wouldn't be here. These are inner laws of God that bring immense benefit. Just like you keep telling me that there's this regulation and that regulation and those laws, and you keep telling me accounting laws and legal laws, but bring peace to the people who are creating those laws. Here we are following godly laws. We're not doing anything against any laws. Those who make laws but don't follow the laws that they make. Once someone had asked me, who made these spiritual laws on the basis of which you conduct everything? This is the godly government. The meeting that we just had in Madhuban, I asked them, when did we first have this meeting? When did it start? I went to all the sessions. I was present in everything, on time for everything in the meeting. Morning to evening, 3 hours a day. Because that meeting was connected to service of the entire world. But if I had this attitude, oh, who's going to sit in a meeting? What's going to come up in a meeting? Is it necessary for me to be in a meeting? But no. Speak less. Speak things that are real. Speak things that are truthful, such that people can follow the things that you say. It's not by telling others what to do, not by teaching others that someone can learn. But people learn when we learn just by watching Baba, watching Baba. Do you want me to clarify this more, or do you have other questions? There are 5 things to pay attention to,
जीवन में
to bring into our lives.
जैसे 5 विकार है,
Just like there are the 5 vices,
1-2 का कंडीशन है,
each one is connected to one another.
काम क्रोध लोभ अहंकार,
Lust, anger,
थोड़ा भी काम होगा, थोड़ा अंश
attachment.
मात्र होगा, गुस्सा जरूर हो,
If there's even the slightest lust, you will have
गुस्सा
anger
इंसान को
for sure.
पागल बना देता है,
And anger is such that it really makes a person goes crazy. It dries up all your truth, even the slightest bit of anger.
लोभ,
And then greed,
पोजीशन का या पैसे का,
whether it's for position or for money,
शान नहीं है,
it finishes your
अभिमान,
dignity.
ऐसे ये 5 थोड़ा मेरे भावना आप सबके लिए
So all of these 5 vices in that way have an impact. And so this is my bhavna for all of you, that really, if you have even a trace of those things inside you, any of these vices, it won't let you go for, it won't let you take power from God, and the power that you may have accumulated from any service you've done till now, it will snatch that power away from you. You may have done an untold amount of service, but because you are under the influence of the vices, even slightly, then the happiness that should come from being in relationships, being in the gathering with everyone, the happiness that should come from having done that service, that won't be there. But what is a good sign that you're happy with your Lokkiks are with you, they feel great fortune, your family feel that they're greatly fortunate, you feel fortunate for being with them. And then within the godly family, we've done such good karma, good actions, we've been yogis, we've helped others become yogi. The fruit then we are eating, and those who are around us, they also benefit, they're also experiencing the fruit of that, because when a seed is planted, multiple fruits are made, come out, and everybody around you, one person made the effort to grow it, but the fruit is given to many people. And so Baba is the one who made that effort as the gardener, and all of us are eating the fruit. According to the time, if Baba hadn't sown the seed, if Baba hadn't put that work in, that, then where would the fruit have emerged from? Baba always used to say, early days, when Gyans first started, Baba used to say, it is the grace of the gardener. The grace of the gardener who has fed us this fruit of service, of Gyan, of yoga. So just like there are the 5 vices, to finish them, to like really finish them totally, you need purity. Go into the depth of what purity is. Right now, everybody for one moment, go deep inside. Purity in your thoughts, purity in your eyes, in your attitude. So much purity. It attracts you, it draws you. And when we have that purity, then that connection with Baba just gets instantly forged. Then the power starts flowing. With purity, there is yoga. It's amazing. Nothing else to it. And where there is purity, there will be honesty.
बिल्कुल honesty.
Total honesty.
उसको कोई भी बात हुआ नहीं करनी आती है.
And such a person doesn't quibble about anything. There's such truth in them. They don't say, make
पवित्रता ने योग लगाया.
purity helps you to have yoga. That brings you the power. That brings you the power of truth.
फिर सबके साथ व्यवहार में आते हैं.
Then third is that you come into interaction with everyone, and it's with patience. The third quality.
कोई impression पहला बैठा हुआ है.
Sometimes we have old impressions about people, and so we react on them really fast because of our old impressions, and we say they've been like this for the last 20 years, you've been doing this for so long, and so this is really wrong language to use. This kind of way of seeing one another, drishti, an attitude with purity and with truth. So again, with purity you have yoga. When you have yoga, you have truth. Because you have a connection with with Baba, the God, who is the truth, who shows you the contrast of truth and falsehood. He completely opens your eyes. They show in the Mahabharata that Sanjay opened the eyes of Dhritarashtra. He said to him, blind one, what are you doing? He opened his eyes to what was true and what was not true. This is truth and this is falsehood. Truth brings power. And then when there is, I have used patience, then I become very mature and wise. And like today's blessing, which I just read again before coming, in front of time, you are also Shiv Shaktis. Many will circle around you, they will surrender themselves to you. Those who come into connection won't just say it's good anymore. And then the next quality, sweetness. So again, purity, truth, patience, maturity. Fifth one, sweetness. And in between patience and sweetness comes humility. If there's sweetness in your voice, in your sound, but not such sweetness that you charm people and the people fall over for you. And this is a very dangerous thing that happens nowadays. That someone's sweet and people get taken by that and they go off and they want to chat to that person secretly. Secret conversations, this is the biggest sin. And if you continue with this, your urn of sin, which is already full, how is it going to become less? It will become an obstacle to you becoming good. In fact, you yourself will never become good, and you will also become someone who causes obstacles for others. But the Supreme Soul, the Father says, children, you are destroyers of obstacles. Just as Baba is the Lord of innocence, Bholanath, he is also Maha Kaleshwar, the great death. He is so innocent that it takes, just in a moment, he becomes pleased. All we need is to have realization. I'm remembering a number of souls here today. I won't take their names in the midst of the gathering. But why have they not run forward in their efforts? Why have they not raced ahead? A stage that's free from obstacles. One who has a stage like that. For such a one, Baba would say, this is my special child. And he'll call them, he'll beckon them with that love and that warmth. Come, child, come. So I have to make myself of that caliber, that worthy, that Baba calls me. Baba wants to make me worthy, and I need, let me become that. Because even if one child becomes worthy, he can uplift multi-millions. Who will become such a worthy child? Don't raise your hands. But I said to Janti that I managed to do so much. I've done all my work in 24 hours, all that I needed to do in London. People say you've come here to rest for a month. Well, I don't need a rest. When I go to rest, you should see that cough doesn't let me rest for even 15 minutes. But here, did it even come once? No, it didn't.
Thank you, Daddy. No, not at all. Not at all. It's enjoyable.
I'm not troubling you too much, am I? Because it's quite hard to get a hold of you in my hand. First he has to listen, then agree, then be like Arjuna, then he can move on to being Sanjay.
It's like I've been I wanted to try and interrupt Daddy, but it's such a flow that I felt I would be doing a disservice to all of you by trying to interrupt that. So excuse me if I haven't interrupted before. But there's one thing Daddy is... Can she hear? Jasu? बहुत अच्छा था yeah.
So was the wave, it was a nice wave, right? That was because waves of the ocean can't be stopped either. In fact, we get carried away with the waves.
I'm saying that, I'll get carried away by that. But Daddy, one thing that is sometimes we try and do something so much that it doesn't happen. And sometimes, I know it from experience, and I just come to you, and you just say, "Ho jayega, Baba beta hai," and that just does magic. However much we've tried to change some things, it doesn't change. And how much of change or transformation needs to happen?
ये फिर भी बोल रहा है let go अक्षर इंग्लिश अच्छा है
The words in English let go are very good words.
Let go करना सीख.
So just learn to let go.
I'm saying
पहले जो किया है ना नहीं हुआ है ना let go.
Things that we've attempted to do and haven't been able to do. Then just let go.
I think Dadi is actually referring to you using the word how, and Dadi is saying all the time you're asking how.
No. What I'm saying, not how, no. I said, what I'm saying is Baba is here, and whatever has happened, don't worry about it. Baba is here for you. So, you don't have to worry about anything. And how much, and Baba will help you transform these things. So how much do we depend on Baba for this transformation, and how much do we need to do ourselves for the transformation?
नहीं बाबा पर डिपेंड रखना जरूरी है.
It's essential to be dependent on Baba, and he's always available and present. But it's my job to have courage, and then he will help me. This is actually a very big mistake on our part when we let go of our courage, become disheartened, and then expect help. This is actually a law. We've reached so far, and we've only reached far because of our courage and Baba's help, the combination of these two. And now whatever else Baba wants from us, this is something that's a practical part of my life. I'm telling you, try it out, experiment. Try try it from today. If the children are courageous, the Father does give help. The Lord is pleased with an honest heart. And third, if your intention is clean, that thought that I want to become this, I want to do this, that thought will definitely take form. And many of you will have had that experience, that actually when it's like that, these 3 laws, it doesn't take time. How many of you have that experience, that when you've had that courage, the Father does give help? If we let go of our courage even a little, it's like we become limp, we become lame, we can't move forward. Whether it's in Bharat, whether it's here, those who are over 60, I see them hobbling along. It's like after a certain age, the way they walk, it changes. They need a stick soon. They need help to walk and move forward. But remember, they said to me just before coming to class, come down in the lift. I said, nope, I'm using the stairs. What's the big deal? This wonder of God should be witnessed. See the wonder of this. It's a game. It's a delightful game that if you have courage, God will help. If your heart is honest, then the Lord will be pleased. And if that law applies, then even if you've made a severe mistake, then nobody can do anything to you because the Lord will be on your side. There are many causes for letting go of and becoming disheartened and letting go of courage, but no, we keep up the courage, we keep going, and Baba says, child, you're very good. And he says, it's okay, child, whatever happened, just don't repeat it.
So when you want to assist transformation, do you use love or law?
उसको ऊपर क्यों भेजा? नहीं बहन, चलो ओके.
So Daddy, when you assist somebody with transforming or changing, do you use love or law?
क्या बोला फिर से बोलो.
When is it Jasu?
मैं चाहती बहुत हूँ. हाँ. अगर सुनो.
Listen. If I were to use the law, everybody would run away. Nobody would come in front of me. They'll say, I don't know what she's going to say. There's many examples like that even today. I haven't even said anything and they still won't come in front of me. And the ones that do come in front, they come with that love. They come because there is love. Chintiben asked a question in Madhuban. It must have been a month since Chintiben's come back, and we all took a lot of benefit from this question that she initiated. And Chintiben asked the question, what's the difference between respect and regard? So, for example, if someone doesn't have self-respect, and I correct such a person, you're not doing this right, such a person they'll run a mile from you, they won't come close. But instead, if I say, wow, this is really good, you did this really well, give them that regard, then they'll come close.
कोई मुझे रिस्पेक्ट नहीं देता है.
Otherwise they say, see, nobody gives me respect, Daddy gives me respect. And that's why they're willing to listen.
So at what point do you correct? At what point do you correct somebody if you need to correct them?
सुनो 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 इतना फर्क पड़ता है हमारे सामने नहीं करेगा.
Okay, the difference is this: by me giving them love, that misbehavior that they have, at least in front of me, they don't do it.
ऊपर से नीचे होंगे या नीचे से ऊपर होंगे कर लेगा सामने नहीं करेगा.
Sometimes what happens is that in the time that I'm upstairs and before I come downstairs, they'll do that wrong misbehavior, but when I'm in front of them, they won't do that. Didi was an expert in this thing of love and law. Baba would suddenly say to her, go into the kitchen, and Didi would go, suddenly appear in the kitchen, but in front of Didi, everyone would become really alert and accurate. Here's Didi. Nobody would speak anything wasteful. The atmosphere would become attentive. And so the ones who inside them have love and law. In fact, you can only give love to others when you yourself are following the laws. If you do not follow laws and you try to enforce laws or corrections on others, that nobody else will listen to you. It won't have an impact, and that's what the core of government does. In the core of government, they give you love, not to make you follow the law, but they give you love to sweeten you up and get money out of you. They don't give love. But when we follow the law, then we are able to give love and we are able to make it attractive for others to follow as well. I've never said to Baba, Baba, this difficulty is in front of me. I've never said that, and I've never experienced that. And even if something is a bit strong in front of me, I know that it will go at its own time, but I myself am not going to consider it to be a difficulty. Sometimes there are obstacles there for 5 years, for 10 years. I understand inside it's an obstacle, but I don't allow myself to think about it, because if I keep my thoughts pure, then everything will resolve itself in time. And I say at least the task is continuing well. At the right time, the obstacle will dissipate, it will go. But for that, you need patience and you need truth. And you need to move along with great humility. At the end of the day, there is victory for truth. There is victory. For truth, truth will be saluted. And in Sindhi we say, those who are truthful, they dance in happiness. And I've seen this in the history of 75 years. There is that faith. Destruction is in front of me. I don't say, he hasn't come yet. And now I even say to Baba, can you put Satyug on pause, because there's so much good service happening. What are we going to be doing in Satyug anyway? The descending stage will begin, but now it's the ascending stage, elongated. And it's not that we're busy in that, but we're enjoying it. We're enjoying.
I've seen, Daddy, your bhavna for people is relentless. It just never reduces. In fact, it keeps increasing, irrespective of what goes on. How do you maintain that high bhavna for everybody? And what can you suggest to us that we can maintain that high bhavna for everybody else?
हर बात में हमारे पास बैलेंस है.
In every aspect I have balance.
भावना,
Bhavna,
शुभ श्रेष्ठ,
for it to be pure and elevated,
ऐसी हो जो
such
ईश्वरी
that
कार्य में
in the godly task,
अच्छा कोई सहयोगी बने,
if someone becomes a
कोई योगी बने,
cooperative
ये भावना है.
and someone becomes yogi, this is my bhavana, that this task should become the means to make some cooperative and some
मुरली
yogi.
दादा बैठा है,
Murli
सहयोगी
Dada's
बनने से
here.
योगी बना है.
It's because he lent a hand of cooperation that eventually he became a yogi.
जब बाबा अव्यक्त हुआ,
When Baba became Avyakt, one of the very first
तो
things
दीदी ने बाबा को कहा, दीदी ने
that happened,
जगदीश भाई को कहा,
Didi said to
अभी तो
Jagdish
बाबा
Bhai,
को प्रत्यक्ष करें ना.
now we need to
Baba
glorify
London
Baba,
नाम
don't we?
लेता था.
And Baba always used to talk about London.
रजनी को इसलिए लंदन भेजा
And
था.
that's why Rajni Ben had been
मुरली
sent to
ने कहा
London.
तो रजनी लंदन चले.
And Murli Bhai had also said, let
छोटी उम्र थी,
Rajni Ben come. They were young in those days.
दो बच्चे थे.
2 children they had.
मैं बाबा कैसे जाएंगे?
And we said, how are
लंदन
they going to go, Baba, all the way to
Murli
London?
Shana.
And Baba's response to me is, Murli
Baba
is
ne Murli
sensible.
Shana hai.
Those were his 2 words. Murli is sensible. And Murli Bhai
घर
got
में
it.
रहते, दो बच्चों के
Was
साथ.
living in the household with 2 children.
मैं सभा को सुनाती हूँ.
I'm telling
ये
this to the
बड़े
gathering.
पर रजनी ने घर में इसको पीने नहीं दिया, खाने नहीं दिया.
Rajni Ben wouldn't let him in the
वो बहन
house
अभी बैठी नहीं है,
eat
जिसको मैं
non-veg
सुबह को आता बैठ.
or drink alcoholic, maybe outside the house but not in
बाबा
the
ने
house.
कहा, ये शाना है.
Baba had said it with great strength. He's sensible. And then afterwards, Baba said to me in my ear,
मदद करना.
if any problem ever comes to Murli, make sure you help him.
मैं मदद नहीं करती हूँ भगवान को.
And it's not that I help him as
मदद
such,
करने का
but
भगवान ने ठेका उठाया.
I saw that that God has taken up the contract to help this soul no matter what.
क्यों सर?
Why?
पहला ही ग्रुप 6 जनों का
The first
इसके
group,
घर में, छोटे घर में रहा.
the first delegation that came to do service in
मैं
London,
तो 74
he
में आई
kept
हूँ.
them in his home.
71
He
में.
hosted them. I came, that was
Baba
1971. It was Baba's service. I came later in 74.
और जो कहा होगा ना,
And whatever he has ever been asked to do,
हो गया.
he said, okay, yeah, sure, it can be done.
500 पाउंड लेके आया. तुम्हारे पास क्या बचा है? 400-500 होगा.
And even a few days ago, he came to see me with whatever leftover savings he has. And so if he wants to leave the body now, he's cleared all his accounts, so he's, by all means, he can. Nothing is outstanding. He's an example. Baba has taken a contract, responsibility for this. If others Sindhis transform or not, that's another thing. But Murli has transformed.
दादी आपकी तरफ से मुरली दादा को सर्टिफिकेट मिल रहा है.
Baba's given him the certificate, not me. But the main thing is that actually he does what he's asked to do. Murli, do this. He says, what should I do with the home in Pune? And I said, well, you stayed there. Your parents were there. The children were born there. You'll remember that home. And he said, what should I do? So he had the thought to sell. 1 minute it got sold. People will say, yeah, others will say, yeah, I'm thinking about it. It was on my mind. I'll go to Bombay. I've got a property. I'm thinking about selling. Yeah, so take it with you on your head back to Paramdam. So I say, if you want to know how to die and you want to know how to live, just watch me. No worries about anything. Everything's happening fine. Baba's sitting there to do everything.
सुनो, अभी मुझे 97 की गिफ्ट मिली थी.
I received a gift for being 97, and in Shakti Bhavan I was sitting there. Baba is in front of me, and there's a photograph that I received of rays coming from the center of my forehead, and I'm sure you must be receiving those rays.
ग्लोब मेरे हाथों में है.
And then the globe is in my hand. There's an ornament of a globe in Dadi's room in Shakti Bhavan in Shantivan.
ये कर जी बाप.
And Baba said, child, do this. And I've always said, yes, Baba. And so my bhavna is that you should also be like that. The main thing I want to say to you, actually not just say, I really deeply want to request this from you. Okay, whatever time and money has been wasted up till now, that's drama. Now leave it behind you, but now do what you can with what you have. What do you need to sleep? You just need a simple bed and a simple hut. When big VIPs, when they come to and they see my room, whether it's here or in India, they see my little room. There's nothing extra there, just one, not even a towel lying around, clean, tidy, neat. You go to the kitchen, clean, tidy. This is the type of life we should have, just like Baba's life. Baba's room, for instance, it's always been like that, so simple and clean. And so the 5 things I told you earlier are now to add to that, the Tower of Peace, purity, peace, love and knowledge. They make us stand tall. The 4 things. We need, when we have purity, then there's peace inside.
Purity, peace में automatically जो love है ना.
And the love that comes from that kind of peace that emerges, it's not just gyan, but the love that emerges as a result of purity and peace, it's that which gives knowledge to others. That love. And so this is what I say to you, do that type of service, the type of service Baba got us to do. The experiences Baba gave. Up until now I have this bhavna that the divine experiences, the beautiful experiences I have had, let all of them have those same experiences.
ऐसे टाइम में नहीं जाना चाहिए. देखो ये ठीक है. ओके 8:30 हो गया है.
It's 8:30. Yeah.
मैंने नहीं देखा, मैंने समझा नहीं था.
I didn't realize it's 8:30. Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Daddy, for sharing with us.
टोली मिलेंगी ना, टोली देना. खाओ टोली, सुनो बोली.
Eat toli, listen to boli means good words, and fill your lap, your joli, with the jewels of knowledge.
ये छोटा तुम ऐसा भी हो सकता है, हो सकता है ना. अभी एक इंच भी बड़ा नहीं होता है, 1 किलो वेट नहीं कर सकता.
That is talking about Mukesh Bhai. He doesn't, his height doesn't alter and his size doesn't alter, his weight doesn't alter in all these years. He's sitting looking after Manchester. He's going back this evening itself to Manchester. This is what you call love.
जेमनी भी दिखाई नहीं पड़ती है. अरे मुझे कुछ नहीं बताओ.
There's a few people missing and
देखो नहीं सुनती हूँ ना, जो करो थोड़ा 2 मिनट नहीं. चलो टोली खाओ.